it's me again. Okay, so I dropped the other child off now. I was watched like sometimes at night I watch YouTube to get some ideas or topic ideas or something for my vlog or whatever. Okay, so last night, I don't know if y'all have seen this circling online. You probably have. It's this dude. He's like a mortician or funeral director, black dude, and he has like a coffin or a casket in the background, and he's talking about you don't want to end up in the in the funeral home, and he's trying to deter people from gang banging and killing each other. So I actually used to be a mortician. I actually used to embalm bodies, and I actually used to be at a funeral almost every day. So I decided maybe I should do one segment or one playlist on my YouTube channel called Diaries of a Former Mortician. There I would tell you my little stories and things that happened while working in the funeral home. And if you could see where I am, you'd be like, what the heck? Yes, I'm in a cemetery. I'm driving around in the cemetery. Okay? This is where I am right now. Okay? This is where I am. I know y'all think I'm weird and all that. This is the Asian part of the cemetery. Nothing is in English over here. Let me go to the other part of the cemetery so y'all can read. This this feels like my first career. This is my first career. People always, they don't really know who I am. They down me. They say I'm this, I'm that. But I went to school. I know how to embalm bodies. I know the anatomy. So, and yes, I also know funeral law. You have to pass a law exam for funeral law and all that good stuff. And yeah, I passed it on the first time for anybody in my class because my IQ is above average. Y'all know that. It's actually high. Don't let the southern accent fool you. Anyway. So I am going to start doing a segment called Diaries of a Former Mortician. And y'all will get to hear all the crazy stories that I have encountered. All names and names of businesses will be concealed for the protection of whoever, okay? And then I'll go into it, all the gory details, what you can expect, why I don't do it anymore, and all of that good stuff. So, if you're a little bit morbid like me, and you like the macabre side of life, then I hope that you watched it. And I'm not gonna be all goth and wearing black nail polish and crazy eyeliner either, because that's not how morticians look. They look just like this, except they have on like suits. I still have all my old work clothes. Yep. I still have a pair of shoes that I used to keep in the car with me when I had to go to the cemetery, and I would change out of my heels. Yeah, I used to wear heels. I was back in my prime, and I would wear these like flat shoes into the cemetery because I didn't want to mess up my shoes. And I still have those shoes, and they got all this like cemetery dirt on the bottom of them. So it's kind of weird. Anyway, so as I drive through the cemetery, hold on, I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm reminded, it's raining where I am, so please excuse the windshield. I'm reminded that this is not where I want to end up. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Not ending up here. You know why? Well, can y'all see? Let me just do a drive-by. I will not end up here or anywhere like this. Why? Because I am not being buried. No. Okay, I'm getting ready to leave the cemetery. They asked me to work at this funeral home. I turned them down. I said, click. Anyway, I will not be being buried. Ooh, there's a fresh grave. That's kind of insensitive. Okay, I forgot, once you become a mortician, you kind of become numb to a lot of things. Like, you're desensitized and you don't realize other people's feelings, and you know, you there's less respect for, you know, the dead. And I really don't mean to come off that way, but you know, that's just what happens. It's the territory with the job. So, I didn't mean to be insensitive. If anyone has lost someone, I'm truly sorry. And, you know, it's not an easy thing. And so I apologize for that. But being so young when I entered the field, you know, I was immature and, you know, whatever. So sorry about that. But I'm still in the cemetery. I will not be being buried because I don't believe in being in the ground. Because the whole thing behind being buried is that you're going to rise again. And that Jesus is going to come back and get you and raise you from the dead, like in Thriller. You know, a lot of people said Michael Jackson, you know, was a Christ figure, Archangel Michael, whatever, you know, raising the dead. But that was like the spiritually dead, not the actual dead. So, like, to me, a cemetery, and like especially a Christian cemetery. Oh Lord, please don't be a flat tire. Especially a Christian cemetery. It's kind of going against what I believe. You know, I don't believe the mortal body will be reanimated. And if they are, then they will be zombies. So now I don't want to ever be in a cemetery buried, waiting on something or someone to come back and raise me from the dead, because my soul, my body is going on. You know, it doesn't need to be reanimated. And plus, like, I don't want to decompose at a slow rate. So I'm going to be cremated, y'all. Ooh, look, you know what? It was so icy this morning. Let me show y'all something. It was so icy in Houston this morning. Look, that whole branch of that tree fell off. Y'all see that? You see all the ice on it? I'm telling y'all. Harp, man, harp. It's even disturbing the dead. This weather, I tell you. Anyway, so, okay, let me go back around and go back out the way I came. So, y'all, I know most people get lost in cemeteries, but I know my way around this baby. I've been here so many times. They have street names on this cemetery. Okay. Anyway, so yes, I believe in cremation, because that releases, to me, that releases everything in your body back up into the atmosphere, back into the spirit world. You know, the smoke, sort of like an incense. Think of your dead body as an incense, and you are, you know, turning back into what you were before, pure energy, smoke. You're rising, you know, from the ashes. So that is what I plan on doing. All, you know, my mom, my stepdad, my brother, they all have prepaid cremation contracts already, and they all want to be like thrown into the ocean, back into the ocean from, you know, that's where we came from. All life on earth came from the ocean. Okay. But it's funny because my mom, she's like Christian and reverend. She's like a reverend and she's Christian. But she's not like a reverend at a church. She just has that title. But, and she thinks the same way too. And because of me, like, she kind of meets me in the middle now. And she sees how absurd some of the parts of the Bible are, and she asked me to help her interpret them for, you know, for what they really mean, and I do, you know. So that's good. The child teaching the parent. Anyway, so yes, I'm gonna start my little cemetery, and you know, this cemetery is right. Well, I'm about to move, but this cemetery is right by my house. I used to play in this cemetery. Actually, funny story. I used to play in this cemetery when I was a kid. Isn't that crazy? Because my friend, she had a house. Ooh, she had a house, you know, right on the border of the cemetery back there. And we used to hop the fence at night and go running around in the cemetery. Lo and behold, you know, I worked here. I worked then I became, I became a mortician. I worked in the funeral industry because I've always been fascinated with, death. And once I got the death out of my system, I realized that death is going to happen to everybody. So why not focus on the life that we have today? This is it for this life. So, and I don't look at death as something terrible or sad, because it happens to everybody, just like birth. If you cry at someone's death and because it was untimely, that's understandable. But if this person is 80 something years old and you're crying, did you cry when they were born? No, don't cry when someone has lived a good, long, good, prosperous life and they finally get to go and rest and find another, thing to do. Okay? Don't cry. Be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Give them what they need on the other side. I watch Buddhist funerals every day because my child's school is right across from this Buddhist, cemetery, whatever. I think they get cremated too, but I don't know what they're doing in there. But they always bringing offerings like rice and whatever food that they have for the departed, and they're giving them their spirit more energy by giving them offerings. Because like in the spirit world, like if you ever watch Paranormal Investigators and all that stuff, a soul or a spirit has to draw energy from something in order to manifest in the physical, or stay strong wherever they are. So they offer food as that energy, and a lot of like souls and like spirits take it from electricity. So that's why a lot of people burn candles, because fire is energy, like on a memorial. It's true. Y'all need to learn. Anyway, so coming soon, Diaries of a Former Mortician. And actually, I really need to know, like, what do y'all believe? Y'all put y'all little beliefs in the comments below. Y'all can ask me any question. I can cover it in the Diaries of the Former Mortician. Ask me any question, I will tell you. I know A to Z, baby. I have done A to Z, from the pickup to the burial. Okay, so y'all can ask me any kind of question, especially if you don't understand what's going on and you're afraid. And information helps. A lot of people that I went to school with, mortician school with, they really didn't want to be morticians. They got into the business because they were so curious what actually goes on. But I'm gonna tell you, I can tell you, so you won't be left in the dark. So y'all get at me. All right. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.